What is up, my Hoover Vents? This is Brad, and I'm bringing you my offensive equipment, my tactical equipment, and my attachments, and I believe I have enough time for that. So first I'm going to start off with the offensive equipment, which you get your standard Fragmentation Grenade. You get a Nail Grenade, which explodes with nails, obviously, that you can see by the name. But there's no explosive damage, so Flak Jacket does not protect you from it, because it's just like shrapnel damage, not explosive whatsoever. Then there's your Semtex, which is your sticky grenade. There is a detonated explosives C4. Then you have a proximity mine, and it's activated by people going next to it. That's what proximity means. And it will be easy to spot, like it will be shiny, just sort of like bouncing betties from World at War, so you'll be able to see it from a distance maybe. Unless it's like hiding in grass like a ghost bitch. But it will also emit a sound, sort of like the motion sensors or the jammer in Black Ops. If you get really close to them, you can hear it. Unless you have like those expensive headsets, I guess you could hear it across the map, because sound whoring is skilled. So, now there is Claymore, which is a tripwire explosive, of course. The RPG, which is just your rocket propelled grenade, but it does not count towards building killstreak rewards. And I was thinking that it should not count towards building killstreak rewards because a lot of people, specifically in Modern Warfare 2, like to be douchebags with explosives, right? And they're going to get their kill streaks with their noob tubes in that game because it's fucking easy, and they're little bitches. So, they're not going to get their kill streaks with the RPG. Throwing knife, it's a one-hit kill to the chest or above. No more, I think it's bullshit that you can get one hit by a tomahawk or a throwing knife when it hits you in the foot. I just think that's totally fucking retarded. So, Incendiary Grenade, which produces a small radius of fire after it hits a surface. Suitcase Bomb, which basically, it's sort of like the search and destroy thing, where you arm it in 5 seconds, and you place it, and it blows up after 10 seconds of being there, and it's double the radius of a Frag Grenade or a Semtex or crap like that. Then there's One Man Army, where you press your R2 or your bumper, I believe it is, on Xbox. I don't have an Xbox, so forgive me if I fucking misname a button that I never used. So it will after you use it, like when you press your R2 or whatever you use, it will open up your class list, and you just pick whatever, and it will disable One Man Army for any class after the first use in that same life. That way you can't just use it for infinite ammo. And it will give you 1 magazine for your primary weapon and 2 magazines for your secondary weapon, but no explosives and no equipment, and it will take 5 seconds to change classes. And the reason is because the reason only 1 magazine for your primary and 2 magazines for your secondary is because I believe it should be used as a tool that you can just use if you need to change your class in a hurry. Like, let's say you're sniping or something, but then you want to change to a submachine gun because you're close quarters or something. I don't know. So yeah, that's why I thought of that. And then there's the duffel bag. I was going back and forth whether I wanted this to be a perk or not, and I ended up going with equipment because it seemed like it would just defeat the purpose of having a flak jacket and one of the other perks that I had. So basically, the duffel bag, it allows you to pick up and keep thrown or placed enemy equipment for use in that life. But you can only, like, let's say someone throws a frag grenade, like, you have to press and hold square on it or something for a certain amount of time, and then your character will, like, keep it in his inventory, but you have to have that space open. Well, of course, if it takes your offensive equipment, I guess you don't have anything there anyways, so you can do that. And you can do the same thing for tactical equipment as well. Like, someone throws a stun at you, you, like, press square or hold the reload button on it before it explodes, which that'd actually be tough for tactical equipment. And then you'll just like grab it and keep it and use it whenever you want for that life, of course. And then and the reason another reason why I decided not to keep it a perk is because, like, what if you're capping flags? You could seriously just like pick up everything that's thrown at you, and that would be kind of OP'd or something. Some game balancing there. Then for now, I'm going on to the tactical equipment, which is basically shit that doesn't kill people. So there's your stun grenade, which is just simply slows down enemies. There's your flash grenade for blinding enemies. There's a gas grenade, which disorients and slows down enemies. It causes damage over time. There's a sonar grenade, which basically you just throw it and it'll show enemies in the blast radius on the minimap for a few seconds, but it does no damage whatsoever. So you cannot well, there's no second chance. But let's say there was. You wouldn't be able to, what the fuck is that guy doing? You wouldn't be able to, like, throw it at a downed person to kill him. But there's no second chance, so don't worry about it. Jammer Grenade, it temporarily disables enemy radar, equipment, and electronic attachments, like your red dot sight or something like that. It would just make them, it'd just disable them for a little bit. And then Jammer Launcher, which is just basically a jammer grenade put inside a bazooka or something. And it basically does the same thing, but it has more uses, but you can't use it as quickly. Like the jammer grenade you can throw on the fly at people if you want, but this thing you have to pull out this jammer launcher and you can shoot it at something, but it will not kill people if it hits them, because that's kind of ridiculous. It would just disable, kill, like if you shoot let's say there's an attack helicopter up in the air, you shoot it with the jammer launcher, it will stop shooting for like just temporarily. So just add one little effect to it. It will temporarily disable radar, equipment, electronic attachments, just like the regular grenade would as well. Now the next tactical equipment is the sonar sensor, which acts exactly like the motion sensor in Black Ops, except it is sonar, and it makes more sense of how it can actually detect people. So basically, it just detects players within a radius, but it only lasts 30 seconds after you place it, and it cannot be picked up. This way, people cannot just hide in a corner with it. Well, I guess technically people can always hide in a corner with something, but this will be, they can't abuse it, that's what I'm saying. So with this tool, I guess you could call it, it would basically make the most sense to defend an objective with. So, you know, let's say headquarters. You're the last guy alive, you pop that down, you know where people are coming from, unless they have a certain perk to counter the sonar. Now, tactical insertion, which you just drop a flare to choose your next respawn, of course. Then a smoke grenade, which creates a cloud of smoke, of course. And then a smoke mine. I ended up deciding about a smoke mine as another smoke device because I was thinking about search and destroy, and I noticed how in some games people like to throw smoke grenades to fool the enemy. I know Only Use Me Blade has done this a couple of times. And so basically you could place this in a certain area, and if the enemy trips over it, you'll either think to yourself, hey, they walked over my smoke mine, so I know they're over there. Or you could think, well, maybe they saw it and they threw a smoke grenade over there to try and make me think that they think that there's something is over there. You know, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It could just be used in different ways, depending on people's playstyles. And that's what I'm going for with the perks and shit and the equipment. It's going to help different playstyles, and hopefully not hiding in a corner, but more moving out and about, doing something about something. Helping objective game modes in particular. Now the next thing is an alarm monitor. When people walk over it, it notifies you of a sound, so this could be used for search and destroy as well. It would be probably more useful than the smoke mine. But you actually have to, like, you know, whatever. It's sort of like the same concept, sort of, but you could use it for more things. Like, it wouldn't just stop working after the first use, of course. And then a decoy, which shows up as red dots on the enemy radar when you throw it. Night vision goggles, when they are toggled, it removes the minimap from the HUD when removes the minimap when they're toggled on, but you can see in dimly lit things better, whatever. And a combat helmet, you receive less damage from headshots towards you, but it removes the minimap from your HUD, and you cannot toggle it on and off, but you can still see the map in your pause menu, so it's alright. And this would be cool. And let's say you have a sniper rifle with no stopping power, well, they're not going to one-hit you in the face, I guess, now, huh? Or maybe just with a silencer. I don't know how that would work. That would probably have something to piss snipers off. Whatever. They should have stopping power then, if that's how they feel. But now the camera spike, which allows you to place a camera on a surface, but it removes the minimap when it's toggled on, of course. But I think it should be something you can place on any surface, not just the ground, like sort of like the camera mines from Splinter Cell, but without the explosives, where you can just like put it on a wall, put it on a ceiling, put it somewhere. Now a taser mine, it looks like a claymore, it acts like a claymore, but it has the effects of a stun grenade, but it cannot be combined with the claymore, because I was thinking to myself, well, if there's claymore in the equipment slot, and then you basically have a stun grenade claymore in the tactical spot, then people would just run those, right? And then the taser mine would stun them, and then they're automatically going to die from the claymore, unless they have flakjack or something like that, right? So, I felt that there would have to be an in-game mechanic not allowing people to combine those. Now, toolkit lets you change the contents of a care package. I'm not sure if that would be too powerful or not, but you only get one of them. So, Then a wall breacher, which it's basically C4, but C4 that you can put, like, it's like a blasting C4. That's exactly what it's made for. It just pushes the blast, the destructive force of the explosive in one direction. So you can use it to blast a hole through different entrances, and they can also be placed on windows if your heart desires. But it wouldn't work on every wall. It'd have to work on specific certain walls that developers would put in the game, just to add new elements to it. And over time, players would know exactly which walls can be breached and which ones can't. Then there's a taser, which can be used to disable enemy equipment for 30 seconds. And the owner will not be notified, and it has a 10-second recharge rate. And heck, if you really feel like it, you can use it on enemies too, but you got to be close. And it really doesn't have a purpose for stunning players, so I don't know why you'd want to do it. Be a little jackass, I guess. Then Bandolier. I feel that Bandolier is a really good equipment slot because I didn't want to put Bandolier and Scavenger together as perks because they both suit different circumstances. So I just decided to put Bandolier as equipment because it did make sense to me that way. So Bandolier lets you start life with more reserve ammo, and reserve ammo from guns you pick up is automatically moved to the magazine, so it's full when you pick it up. So let's say someone shoots a gun. It's empty when they die with it, so you pick it up and now you have to reload it. Well, if you have Bandolier, you will not have to reload it, and that would help that. Now there's a laser marker, which allows you, basically this would be sort of like the thing with the Honey Badger in Modern Warfare 2, but with all kill streaks that are basically controlling themselves. You would lock onto your own air support with this laser for a few seconds, and then you would, like heck, maybe an attack helicopter or a Harrier, and then you would mark a different location with the laser, and then that kill streak would focus its attack on that location. And now the Redetonator, which basically is just a weapon that allows you to zap zombies back in the dead corpses. So if someone calls on zombies, you have something to defend yourself against them. And now binoculars, which just can be used to spot enemies. You can, if you have airstrikes and care packages as well, you can call them in using the binoculars by like aiming somewhere on the map, pressing R1 without actually pulling out those grenades, if you really feel like it. And then a warp device, which basically, let's say people are throwing grenades at you and shit like that, and you don't have flak jacket or something else. Then you just activate this device. It will be like it would just fry grenades next to you. So they throw a frag grenade or maybe a stun grenade, or heck, maybe there's a claymore next to you. You activate this device, it will disable that equipment. But they have to be very close to you, otherwise this would be the end-all be-all instead of like flak jacket and stuff like that. And you get one use with it. So, and well, I'm gonna leave it to a different video where I talk about the weapon attachments, because I really don't want to make these videos as longer than they need to be. So I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and look at this shit. Look at this shit. Like, look at it. Why would that guy be there, right? Like, oh well. It's kind of my fault though. I don't even know why the hell I went in that corner. But I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys.
Our UAV is online. Our UAV is online.